What's going on, y'all? FaizSportsTalk back at it with another video talking some NFL, here to give you guys my rapid waiver wire pickups now for week 3, as week 2 is now under wraps. So here to give you guys my top 5 waiver wire ads this week that you guys need to add, and I'm gonna be going in order from worst to best, but these are all great pickups. Stick around till the end. Gonna give you guys a few more nuggets for additions that you guys don't want to miss. But with that being said, let's get started. At number 5, we have Evan Ingram, tight end, New York Football Giants. So Evan Ingram led the Giants in receiving yards, even with Odell Beckham Jr. back. He had 4 catches for 49 yards and a touchdown. And it looks like Eli Manning has lost all ability to throw the ball down deep. Well, at least his offensive line has made him stop doing that because they can't protect. And Eli does look washed, folks, okay? Let's just say it what it is. As bad as the Giants offense is, you can blame a lot of the part on OBJ not being fully healthy, on the offensive line being shoddy, no running game, but Eli himself has looked pretty bad. And it looks like, like I said, his ability to move the ball down the field and move it consistently is a struggle right now. And that means more looks for rookie tight end Evan Ingram, who's catching all of those passes in the flat. Like I said, he's already developing rapport with Eli, and I believe he's going to have season-long rapport with Eli Manning, who suddenly, like I said, doesn't throw deep. So I like Evan Ingram. For guys that lost Greg Olsen, this is a great pickup. If Evan Ingram is still on your waiver wire, you better go get him, okay? At number 4, we have JJ Nelson. He went for 5 catches, 120 yards, and 1 touchdown against the Indianapolis Colts. And that was obviously because John Brown was out with an injury, and he's already expected to be ruled out for week 3, which means JJ Nelson needs to be picked up in all leagues, at least for this week. And the reason JJ Nelson is so low, I would have had him higher, is because John Brown is not out for an extended period. So that makes JJ Nelson a limited waiver wire pickup in terms of the time that he is going to be, very good. But if John Brown misses more time, JJ Nelson becomes a must-add. I like him as a wide receiver 3. He is the most explosive receiver in this Arizona offense by far. Carson Palmer, another guy that looks absolutely washed this year, and he needs playmakers around him. Larry Fitzgerald is great, but he's just an intermediate threat. You have no big deep ball threat and a playmaker like JJ Nelson on this team, and I think if he gets the opportunity with John Brown continuing to be out, he's going to produce. I love JJ Nelson as a wide receiver 3. If you need a receiver, JJ Nelson is your guy. At number 3, I kind of have a duo here with Chris Thompson and Samaje Perine. Now, Chris Thompson had a monster game, but let's pump the brakes just a little bit, okay? He had, 3 rushes for 77 yards and 3 catches for 29 yards, okay? The 77 yards rushing, one of them was like a 60-some yard rush, okay? So that's where all his production came from, and that was a touchdown as well. So will that happen every week? Of course it won't. So don't just go after these numbers and think, oh my god, Chris Thompson is an RB2 the rest of the way. No, Chris Thompson's viable. He's a PPR threat every week. If you're in a PPR league, he is for sure an RB3 at least to me. But here's the thing with Chris Thompson, he's still a passing down back at the end of the day. He will not be an early down back, and he won't be a goal line guy for the Redskins. Now, Rob Kelly has a fractured rib, I believe, and the extent of the injury and in terms of how long he'll be out is not known at this point. And Samaje Perine is the other guy, and he rushed for 21 carries for 67 yards. So the rookie, Samaje Perine, he is going to be getting the early down work. So to me, with these 2 guys, it'll basically be a split. Who would I rather have? I think if Rob Kelly misses a lot of time, in PPR leagues for sure, I would have Chris Thompson. But in standard leagues, I might lean towards Perine. But here's the thing with Chris Thompson, it just feels like the Redskins offense, which is kind of stuck in neutral, likes to use Chris Thompson a lot more. He's kind of like the Eagles with Darren Sproles. So I like Chris Thompson a smidgen over Samaje Perine if Rob Kelly misses time. So I think he has standalone value. Go ahead and pick up Chris Thompson if you need a running back, okay? At number 2, you guys might not have heard of him, but you will now. Rashard Higgins. Yes, that's right. Rashard Higgins of the Cleveland Browns. Go look him up if you don't know who the hell this guy is, okay? Because a lot of people don't. But here's the thing. Based off of volume, he is going to be one of the hottest waiver wire ads this week and moving forward, because Corey Coleman, the Cleveland Browns' best receiver, out for the year, broken hand, broke the same hand that he broke last year. He's gone. Kenny Britt has been a scrub for the Browns. He's been a waste of a free agent signing. And this guy, Rashard Higgins, looks to be the best playmaker, especially as a receiver, that they have now that they lost Corey Coleman. And Kenny Britt, like I said, is trash, okay? He played 54 snaps, which is more than Britt. He had 11 targets for 95 yards. So very good production in the game with Corey Coleman when he was hurt. So he's shown you he can produce. So this is not an unproven guy coming off the bench that he's going to be the next man up. No, he had a great game, and I believe he has wide receiver 3 value the rest of the way just based off of volume. Deshaun Kaiser has to throw to somebody, okay? He's not going to throw to the tight ends all the time. They got decent tight ends. I mean, David Njoku, Seth DeValve, but these guys are not that talented. Rashard Higgins has shown something in that one game that he's played so far. I'm willing to take the gamble on him just based off of volume, like I said. You also have guys like Sammy Coates there, but like I said, I'd add Rashard Higgins at number 2. He is my number 2 waiver wire pickup. And at number 1, if you haven't added him already, what the hell are you doing? Chris Carson, running back of the Seattle Seahawks, who had 20 rushes for 93 yards against the San Francisco 49ers. Look, I've been on Chris Carson's bandwagon since preseason, okay? All of the hype went to Eddie Lacy, went to Thomas Rawls, went to CJ Prosise. Chris Carson, if you go back and look at the tape, even in preseason, was consistently the best back for the Seahawks, and for some odd reason, it took forever for Pete Carroll and that coaching staff to freaking realize it, okay? The Seahawks offense right now, it's abysmal. They are stuck in neutral, okay? They cannot get anything going in the passing game, okay? They are going to pound the rock with Chris Carson. Hopefully now we won't get trash carries from Eddie Lacy and Thomas Rawls and CJ Prosise. Like I said, feed the beast, feed Chris Carson, let him take you to the promised land, because like I said, this offense is stuck in neutral. They can't get the passing game going because the offensive line cannot pass block to save their life. So Chris Thompson's the only guy. They can't even run block properly, but he's the only guy that can actually make something out of nothing in terms of their backfield. Like I said, guys like Eddie Lacy stick a fork in him, no pun intended. Thomas Rawls constantly getting hurt. CJ Prosise, he's a pass down specialist. This is the guy to own. I believe he has RB1 value the rest of the way. Pick him up, Chris Carson. You won't regret it. So there you have it, folks. My top 5 waiver wire pickups. Real quick, giving you guys a couple of bonus pickups again for guys that lost Greg Olsen. People are going to say, why aren't you giving us a replacement for Greg Olsen in the Panthers offense? There's not really any there that stand out to me. I mean, Ed Dixon's there, but he's the backup tight end. He's not going to do anything, okay? He's washed up. Then you have Devin Funchess. He's been inconsistent his whole career. I'm not willing to buy him as anything more than a wide receiver 4. Another tight end you might look at is Benjamin Watson. He had 8 catches for 91 yards. He plays for the Baltimore Ravens, but the thing is, the Ravens are a low throwing offense, so to me, it's hard to trust Ben Watson week to week. I'd much rather go with an Evan Ingram that I mentioned before. So there you have it. A couple other guys. Jermaine Kearse caught 2 touchdowns for the Jets. He's their best receiver. He's just going to get volume. He might not produce and have a very low ceiling every week, but his floor is high. So Jermaine Kearse, if you want to go ahead and add him. And then a QB for you guys. Shout out, repping NU, Trevor Siemian of the Denver Broncos, who is ripping apart defenses in the first 2 weeks of the NFL season. 231 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 pick against the Dallas Cowboys. Trevor Siemian's playing a lot better. He has become a better quarterback. He is going through his progressions. He's going through his reads. He's making accurate throws. I like Trevor Siemian. I am buying into him now, not just because he went to Northwestern, and so did I, but because of what I've seen from him on tape. If you need a QB, Trevor Siemian, look at him. He has streamer appeal to me. I am buying into him. So there you have it, folks. Those are my rapid waiver wire pickups. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you guys enjoyed this, please subscribe down below, and also comment down below what you guys think. Let me know. Thanks for watching.